Ang math ay easy lang. Basta't alam mo kung paano sumunod sa mga rules and regulations nito. Ako po si Ma'am Carol, isang guro ng mathematics.
Hello mga kamath! So, for this particular video, I am going to complete yung 3-part series ng the set of integers. So, this time, I am going to discuss multiplication and divisions of signed numbers. I called these operations a simple affair because multiplication and division of signed numbers is much easier than addition and subtraction. Unlike the first two, there is no confusion in the operations. So, if you recall, yung ginawa natin dun sa addition of signed numbers, may mga pagkakataon na kahit na addition yung operation, we do subtraction. And we do the subtraction in cases wherein yung addends natin have different signs. So, addition yung operation, pero yung ginawa natin is subtraction. Now, likewise, pagdating naman dun sa subtraction, para maging madali yung concept ng subtraction, ang technique na itinuro ko sa inyo ay palitan natin yung subtraction sign into addition sign. And then we proceed the operation as in addition. So, parang walang boundary yung addition and subtraction. So, nagkakaroon sila ng pagpapalitan. Depende doon sa mga signs ng mga either addends at saka yung minuend and subtrahend. So, sabi nga dito, unlike the first two, there is no confusion in the operations of multiplication and division. So, why is that? So, when one is asked to multiply integers regardless of signs, okay, so kung pareho man positive, parehong negative, isang positive at isang negative, one must simply multiply the absolute values and then decide on the sign of the product. So, ang sabi dito, pag sinabing mag-multiply ka, edi mag-multiply ka. And then, later on na lang natin i-decide kung ano yung sign ng product na nakuha natin. So, ang valid, naging consistent lang tayo dito is, unahin muna nating i-solve yung mga numbers and then, to follow na lang yung signs niya para mas hindi siya confusing. So likewise in division, when one is asked to divide integers regardless of sign, one must simply divide the absolute values and then decide on the sign of the quotient. So ganun din siya. So kapag ka sinabing, i-divide mo siya, edi mag-divide ka lang and then later on, saka mo na lang isipin kung positive man o negative yung quotient. So how are we going to do that? I will give you some examples. So let's do some math. Let's start with the multiplication. So I have here some exercises. The first one is positive 7 times positive 7. So now negative 7 times negative 7. And then negative 7 times positive 7. Positive 7 times negative 7. Tapos, nagdagdag ako dito ng medyo pinahaba ko para masaya ng konti. A little bit challenging kasi sobrang dali nito. So, we have 6, positive 6 times negative 1 times positive 2. And then finally, we have positive 2 times negative 2 times 2 times negative 2. So, mapapansin nyo, consistently, puro multiplication sign lang to para ma-practice natin yung ginagawa sa multiplication. So, let us now answer this exercise. So, let's start with 7 or positive 7 times positive 7. So, sabi natin, ito din naman yung ordinary multiplication. So, 7 times 7, sagot naman natin dyan, 49, di ba? Ayan. So, yung sinasabi ko kanina na check mo muna yung absolute value. So, ang positive 7, ang absolute value ay 7 and the same thing with this. So, 7 times 7, 49. And then yung kanyang final answer, ang sign niya is, we know for a fact na parehong positive yan. Positive times positive is positive. Kaya, positive 49. Okay? Now, dito naman sa pangalawa, ito yung rule. So, again, yung technique natin na disregarding the signs, multiply the absolute value. So, 7 times 7. Siyempre, may clue na tayo dun sa taas, di ba? So, 7 times 7 is 49. Pero ano yung sign? So, ito yung rule sa multiplication. Pag pareho ng positive or pareho ng negative, yung answer niya ay positive. Kasi may partner siya. Okay? Pag may partner, positive. So, negative 7 times negative 7 is positive 49. Ulit ha, bakit positive? Kasi yung negative at saka yung negative na to, naging magka-partner sila, they cancel out each other. So, ganun din dito, parehong positive. They cancel out each other, so positive siya, 'di ba? Now, dito naman, so what's different with this one, yung sa third exercise natin? Yung naunang factor ay negative, tapos yung kapartner niya ay positive. So, again, doing the technique that we are used to, disregarding the signs, we multiply the absolute value. 7 times 7 is 49. Ngayon, ang tanong, what would be the sign of the product? So, dahil ang 7 dito ay negative at yung kapartner niya ay positive, magkaiba sila ng sign. At yung negative na to ay walang kapartner, our answer is going to be negative. So, tatandaan nyo ha, kung yung bilang ng mga negatives ay hindi even, o bilangin natin to, 1, 2. So, 2 is even, di ba? And 2 cancels out each other, kaya positive siya. However, dito sa next step natin, isa lang yung negative sign, and that is odd. Therefore, our answer is going to be negative. Yan, kasi walang kapartner yung isang negative natin. So, knowing that, at saka may clue na tayo, so, mahuhulaan mo na yung answer dito sa fourth exercise. Kasi, kita mo naman, this is a positive number, while the other one is a negative number. So, kita mo na, diba? Wala siyang kapartner. But, let's proceed as what we always do. We multiply the absolute value. 7 times 7 is 49. So, we have 49 here. And then, we will decide of the sign of the product. And since nag-iisa yung negative sign and 1 is an odd number, so our answer is going to be negative 49. Yan. Sana nakukuha niyo yung pattern, di ba? Okay. Now, ito. The reason why I have this is para i-emphasize ko yung pagbibilang ng mga negative signs doon sa mga factors. Okay. So, una, we have to multiply first yung mga absolute values. Huwag muna natin pansinin yung signs. So, we have 6 multiplied with 1. So, 6 times 1 is 6. And then, yung product na 6, i-multiply mo pa ng 2, that would be 12. Okay? So, meron tayong answer na 12 here. And then, bilangin mo yung negative signs. Yung negative sign nag-iisa. 1 is an odd number. So, definitely, our answer is going to be negative. So, that's negative 12. Now, dito naman sa last, yan. So, papakita natin, we have a positive, a negative, a positive, and a negative. So, following again our technique that we are used to, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So, we are just multiplying the absolute values of this number. So, parang apat na to, di ba? Multiply mo. So, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. 8 multiplied by 2 is 16. So, yung pinaka-number natin dito or product natin is 16. But what is going to be the sign? Is it positive or negative? So, para malaman mo, you just count the negatives here. So, hindi na natin bibilangin yung positive. Ito na nga yung technique. Yung mga negatives na lang yung bilangin nyo. Okay? So, may negative ka dito at saka yung may negative ka dito. So, dalawang negative. Yung 2 ay even and this 2 cancels out. Therefore, our answer is going to be positive. Yan. So, there. So, ganun lang kadali yung multiplication. Walang confusion sa operation. When you are asked to multiply, you multiply. And then, all you need to do is to decide on signs nung answer natin or nung product natin. So, recap or yung summary. So, ang pinakamadaling strategy is to multiply the numbers first, disregarding all the signs of this. So, yun yung ginawa natin una. And then, how do you decide on the sign of the product? Bilangin mo yung negatives. Do not count the positives anymore. Yung negative lang ang bibilangin mo. Kung ang bilang ay even or they cancels out each other, your product is going to be positive. Pero kung merong isa doon na walang kapartner, your product is going to be negative. So ito, dalawa siya, kaya positive. Itong negative na to, nag-iisa, kaya negative siya. So, itong negative na to, nag-iisa din, kaya negative siya. This one is alone, di ba? So, negative. And then, itong dalawa na to, yeah, it cancels out. Therefore, ang answer natin ay positive. So, that's how it's done. Now, how about division? So, we have here, parang ganun din yung bilang. We have positive 7 divided by positive 7. We have negative 14 divided by negative 7. We have negative 15 divided by positive 5. We have positive 70 divided by negative 10. And then we have here, ayan, combo, no? Masaya. So we have positive 6 multiplied by negative 1 divided by positive 2. And then we have positive 2 divided by negative 2 multiplied by positive 2 and then multiplied by negative 2. So it's okay kasi sabi ko naman, 'di ba, when you're asked to do division, you do division. When you're asked to do multiplication, you do multiplication. There's no confusion between the two operations. So let's do it one at a time. So what is positive 7 divided by positive 7? So again, sabi nga, 'di ba, you divide the absolute value, 7 divided by 7, the answer is 1. And yung sign, sundin natin yung ginawa natin doon sa multiplication. We just don't count positives anymore. Ang bibilangin na lang din natin dito yung mga negative signs. So since wala namang negative dyan, so obviously the answer is going to be positive. Okay, so 7 divided by 7 is positive 1. Okay, that's simple enough. Now, dito naman, 14 divided by 7, we know for a fact that 14 divided by 7 is 2. That is exact. Tapos yung negatives natin, dalawa, and it cancels out. So, our answer is going to be positive 2. There. Now, dito naman sa pangatlo, we have negative 15 divided by 5. So, disregarding muna yung negative sign, let's do the absolute values. 15 divided by 5 is 3. So we have 3 here. And then what's the sign? Since alone yung negative, so negative yung magiging answer natin. So that's negative 3. And then this one naman, 70 divided by negative 10. So same thing, same technique. Let's divide the absolute value. 70 divided by 10 is 7. So we have 7 here as the quotient. And then what is the sign? Since our negative sign is only 1, so the answer is negative 7. Yan. So for this line naman, 6 times negative 1 divided by 2, we are going to perform the operation from left to right. If you remember, di ba, MDAS. So we are going to be consistent with all the videos that we have had or with all the mathematics tutorial. No rule in mathematics is going to be contradicted. So we'll do the operation from left to right. So take note, ang operation muna natin is about absolute values so that we can get the answer here. So 6 times 1 is 6. And then 6 divided by 2 is 3. So we have the quotient or the final answer here as 3. Ngayon, what is going to be the sign? So let's count the number of negatives here. So there's only 1 and 1 is odd. Therefore, our answer is going to be negative. So we have negative 3. Then for the last exercise, we have here 2 divided by negative 2, and then the answer is going to be multiplied with positive 2 and then multiplied again with negative 2. So what we're going to do is disregard muna the signs. Let's do the math on the absolute values. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and then 1 times 2 is 2, and then 2 times 2 is 4. So we're going to have 4 here. Ngayon, what's gonna be the sign? Since how many negatives do we have here? We have 2. And that's even. And they cancels out. Therefore, yung 4 natin is going to be positive. Yan. So, yan yung final answer natin. So, that ends our lecture on the 4 fundamental operations of integers. So, next time, ang aaralin naman natin ay yung mga, para mag-start tayo sa fraction, yung mga greatest common factor, least common multiple, para makapag-factoring tayo. So, thank you very much for watching and God bless.
Huwag niyo pong kalimutan na mag-like, subscribe, and share ng video ito. At kung meron pa po kayong mga gustong itanong o mga topics na dapat na i-discuss ko, please comment down below.